I can't believe what I just watched. Honestly, I'm still trying to process it. My Dallas Cowboys just went into Philadelphia, the home of the defending NFC champions, the team that represented the conference in the Super Bowl, and for 3 quarters, they had the game right there for the taking. The defense showed up in ways nobody expected. The offense moved the ball when it had to. And for long stretches, it felt like this was the night Dallas would finally prove they belong at the very top of the NFC hierarchy. But then, classic Cowboys heartbreak. Let's start with the positives because they deserve credit. The defense was outstanding. Saquon Barkley, a Cowboy killer in years past, was bottled up to just 60 yards, none of which really hurt us. Jalen Hurts, the MVP runner-up, the dual-threat nightmare, Dallas held him to only 152 yards passing. If you told me that stat, before kickoff, I would have said the Cowboys win by double digits. A.J. Brown, 1 catch. Devonta Smith, 3 catches for 16 yards. That's locking down one of the best wide receiver duos in football. And the defense didn't blink. Dallas even outgained Philly, 307 total yards to 302. They were physical, disciplined, and honestly looked like the more prepared team. Remember, last year? With Micah Parsons on the field, Dallas gave up 36 and 41 points to these same Eagles. Tonight, just 24. And only 3 of those came in the entire second half. Philly scored 0 points in the fourth quarter. Think about that. Dallas shut down the defending NFC champs in their own building for the entire final quarter. The only points Philly got after halftime came on a miracle, a 58-yard field goal by Jake Elliott. A guy not even known for long kicks sneaks one over the crossbar, and suddenly it's 24-20 Eagles. That was the game. And here's where it hurts. Because if I had to list 100 ways Dallas might lose this game, the very last thing on that list would have been CeeDee Lamb dropping the ball. He's the guy. The one I ride for. He wears the sacred 88. The legacy of Drew Pearson, Michael, Irvin, Dez Bryant. But tonight, he let the game slip through his hands. Literally. Second quarter, easy first down throw, drop. Third quarter, another simple ball, drop. And then the moment of truth, fourth quarter, 3rd and 10. Dak delivers, a dart under pressure, on time, in stride, right in Lamb's hands. And he drops it. That was the game. Because momentum is everything in the NFL. And tonight, Dallas lost momentum. Not because Philly outclassed them, but because their star wideout didn't deliver when it mattered. And yet, weirdly enough, I'm not as angry as I thought I'd be. Why? Because there's a lot I liked about this game. The defense looked deeper, tougher, more cohesive without Micah freelancing. The pass rush was balanced. The run defense didn't collapse late. Guys like Kenny Clark, Dante Fowler, Sam Williams, they balled out. But none of that will be remembered. The story is the drops, 4 in total, and the biggest one by the guy wearing 88. That's Cowboys heartbreak. That's the memory that lingers. So tomorrow on Basketball Unplugged, I already know my opener. Gilbert Arenas said Dallas was going to get boots to asses. Well, the only boot that mattered was Jake Elliott's 58-yard miracle. And here's the part that really flips. The script tonight wasn't on Dak. He played winning football. He delivered big-time throws in tight windows. He gave this team a chance. This wasn't on him. This wasn't on McCarthy. This wasn't on the defense. This was a chance to plant the flag, to declare themselves contenders, and it slipped through their fingers. And so, Philly escapes with win number 1. Dallas is left with another chapter of heartbreak. And the next meeting? Circle it now. Week 12. In Arlington. That one's going to be war. You know what stings the most about this game? It wasn't just about the loss. It was about what the win would have meant, because tonight wasn't just a Week 1 matchup. It was a statement, opportunity, a chance to prove to the league, to Philly, to themselves, that the Cowboys were more than hype and heartbreak. And they had it, right in their hands. This loss isn't about coaching blunders. It's not about Dak. It's not about being outmatched. It's about execution from your stars. Role players made plays. The defense did its job. Even the offensive line, banged up as they are, held their own against a tough Eagles front. But the spotlight shines brightest on the guys who are supposed to be difference makers. And when those guys come up small, The whole team feels it. That's why CeeDee Lamb's night is going to echo all season. When you wear 88, you don't get to drop routine passes. You don't get to miss game-defining grabs. You don't get to shrink when the lights are brightest. That number comes with expectations, and tonight he didn't live up to them. And now, the questions start. Not about Dak, not about McCarthy, not even about the defense. No. The questions are about Dallas's ceiling. Can this team really be trusted in the biggest moments? Because here's the truth. The Cowboys can beat Philly. They proved that. They had them locked down for most of the night. They matched their physicality. They outgained them. They even won the fourth quarter, except for that 158-yard kick that will haunt us. So now we look ahead. The schedule softens. Opportunities are there. But here's the danger. Losses like this can linger. They can get in your head. And if Dallas isn't careful, one heartbreaking night in Philly could turn into a spiral that derails the season. But there's also another way this goes. The Cowboys can take this pain, this embarrassment, and use it as fuel. Circle Week 12 right now, back in Arlington. No excuses, no weather delays, no miracle field goals. If Dallas is really serious about being more than a good team, if they're serious about being contenders, that's the night to prove it. Until then, they've got to clean it up. No more wasted possessions, no more routine drops. And most of all, no more letting opportunities slip through their fingers. Because this team, it's close. Closer than people think. But close doesn't win you the NFC East. Close doesn't get you to the Super Bowl. And close is exactly what Cowboys fans are sick of. Here's the thing about being a Cowboys fan. Heartbreak is part of the package. But this one feels different. Because for once, the excuses are gone. The defense wasn't the problem. Dak wasn't the problem. Coaching wasn't the problem. The Cowboys actually looked like the better team for most of the night. And yet, the result was the same. Philly 24, Dallas 20. That's the kind of loss that forces you to look in the mirror. So let's be real. The Cowboys are at a crossroads. On one side, they can fall into the same old narrative. Talented roster, hot start, and then the collapse when the spotlight gets bright. That's the story we've seen too many times. On the other side, they can decide this is the moment everything changes. That this is the turning point. The game where they learn the hard lesson that being good enough isn't enough. Execution is everything. Championship teams don't drop the ball. They don't let opportunities slip away. And that's what's on the line the rest of this season, because the schedule gives Dallas a chance to build momentum. Winnable games are ahead, but none of it matters if they don't cash in against the big dogs. And we all know who that means. Philly, San Francisco. Maybe Detroit. Those are the measuring stick games. Those are the ones that define legacies. And when Week 12 comes around, when the Eagles come to Arlington, there's no hiding. That will be the moment this team either redeems themselves or confirms every doubt people have had about them. The Cowboys aren't judged on beating the Giants in September. They're judged on beating the Eagles in December. They're judged on winning in January. They're judged on rings, not regular season highlights. So yes, this loss hurts. It stings. But it also sets the stage. Because from here on out, every drop, every mistake, every missed opportunity will be magnified. And if Dallas wants to silence the critics, if they want to flip the script on decades of frustration, it starts now. Not tomorrow, not Week 12, now. This team has the pieces. They have the talent. They even showed flashes of greatness tonight. But greatness without execution is just potential. And potential without results? That's heartbreak. And Cowboys Nation has had enough heartbreak to last a lifetime.